Well. It's a lot going on today. Like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, please. The live chat is open. Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. So I'm briefly going to talk about these three subjects. First, I'm going to talk about Iran. Oh shoot, I got stuff up here. I should have been more prepared. Anyway, Iran. So the Iranian president's plane crashed, and if you know anything else, the people, the powers that be that plan these type of events, they use the same tactics all the time. The tactics don't change because it works. Helicopter crash, plane crash, car crash, overdose. Um, it's gonna be one of those things that they use when they do an assassination on you or sacrifice. So the Iranian president, and we over here making fun of that. That man had plenty of enemies because they called him the butcher because he killed his own people. He unalived, my bad. Can't say that word on YouTube. He unalived his population as well. But some people really loved him, and he was Russia's ally. So it's going to be real interesting what comes out of this assassination. They haven't claimed it as that yet. It'll come out. It always does. Water. Um, Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum, Illuminati himself, 86 years old, he's finally stepping down. That's interesting. That's the Illuminati yourself. Very interesting. So, World Economic Forum founder Klaus Schwab to step back from executive role. The World Economic Forum, they form policy that nations follow, and they follow whatever this man says. It's the New World Order, is what it is. The New World Order is here. It's in place. America is now communist, as far as I'm concerned. And I'll get to that. So, the World Economic Forum confirmed Tuesday that founder Klaus Schwab is moving away from his day-to-day management of the organization after more than 50 years. What's really going on here? The forum said that at least he got sense enough to leave. Y'all done left all the and decrepitude and old people in office that are richer now than they ever have been. Pelosi still in there. The old hag need to go. Schumer still there. 50. He need to go. So McConnell need to go. Lindsey Graham need to go. Get rid of all of them. They too old. They been in there 5,000 years. And you see they don't care nothing about the people. Get them out of there. Both Democrats and Republicans, because they playing for the same team. Get them all out. I only like 2 or 3 of them. I love Byron Daniels out of Florida, Republican. Black Republican, love him. Y'all can say what y'all want to say about Marjorie Taylor Greene, but she get the job done. She tell the truth. She honest. Hey, I don't like everything she does, but at least I feel like I trust her. Matt Gaetz, Republican, like him. Rand Paul, like him. Ted Cruz, he okay. But I like his stance on them damn Oops, I said I ain't cussing, Lord. I'm sorry. On the migrants. But getting back to Klaus Schwab, the 86 years old secession plan has been the source of speculation over recent years. Although the organization has remained tight-lipped about their intentions until now. The World Economic Forum confirmed Tuesday that founder Klaus Schwab is moving away from day-to-day management of the organization after 50 years. The forum said the move was part of a multi-year strategy to change its management structure, shifting governments to a president and managing board. Board Brindy is currently president of the World Economic Forum. The forum did not reveal who would succeed Schwab and become the face of its elite annual meeting in Davos, Switzerland. Since 2015, the World Economic Forum has been transforming from a convening platform to a leading global institution for public-private cooperation, the World Economic Forum said in a statement on CNBC. As part of the transformation, the organization has been undergoing a planned government evolution from a founder-managed organization to one where a president and managing board assume full executive responsibility. Now, if they gonna sell some stock, now I'm gonna buy that. Oh yes, I will buy that. The nonprofit, oh, it's a nonprofit, they not selling. The nonprofit think tank confirmed that Schwab will transition to a role as chairman of the board of trustees. It added that the board will be organized around 4 strategic committees to further reinforce the impact of our work. The World Economic Forum said change in leadership will be completed before the next Davos gathering in January 2025. Klaus Schwab's plans were initially announced in an email to staff on Tuesday. Schwab is a German engineer and economist established the forum in 1971. You know, that's the same year that the Trilateral Commission and the Council of Foreign Relations was established as well. All part of the New World Order. And he also served as its executive chairman, then known as the European Management Forum. It was initially designed as a place for European business leaders and government officials to gather and discuss bolstering competitiveness with the United States. Over the years, its annual Davos gathering has become a must-attend event for global elite. It aims to bring world leaders and business heads together to address important issues. Key meetings at the event have featured the first ministerial talks between North and South Korea and the origins of various campaigns such as Global Health Initiative to combat AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria. It has since faced criticism for its failing to represent diverse voices and make progress to global issues such as climate change and wealth inequality. They not. That's not why it's formed. It's the World Economic Forum was formed to create the new world order. One world government, one world religion, one world currency. That's what it was created for. It wasn't for us. It's to control us, keep you as a slave. In a statement Tuesday, the World Economic Forum said that structural changes underscore our institutional continuity, in providing an independent, impartial platform to address the complex challenge of an interconnected world. Well, I say the best for last, and I want y'all to hear something from Tucker Carlson. Happy when? Listen. So it came out in the court session with Trump today that Biden weaponized Department of Justice, uh, Garland, which is the Attorney General of the U.S., when he signed the warrant for them to raid Mar-a-Lago. They had on there to use force if needed. Now you just think that if that was me or you, we don't stand a chance with what they're doing with Trump, whether you like the man or not. There is the First, Second, Third, Fourth, Fifth Amendments. There are amendments to the Constitution that we all have these rights. If they can do what they're doing to Trump, and what I'm going to play that they did to this journalist, we don't stand a chance. Welcome to the new America. Welcome to socialism. It's here. It's here. And by the time Americans wake up and realize ain't nothing you're going to be able to do, it's done. America is done. But anyway, that they could use force and to wear plain clothes. Now just think that if the FBI and Trump's security team became into some type of gun battle, didn't know what was going on, just think what would have happened. Is this an assassination attempt? Because what else is left? They done threw everything but the kitchen sink at the man. What else is left? The Simpsons already predicted, whether you like the man or not, there's a constitution that this sitting president has broken every rule. Shit, when they found all the classic documents that he had, they ruled that he was incompetent to stand trial, that there is memory loss, and they covered that right on up. I read it, saw it, and everything. That he suffers from memory loss, and so they're not going to press charges, but we going to press charges on Trump. If people don't see something wrong with that, let me tell you what Farrakhan said. Whoever the government tell you to be against, like Gaddafi, who was assassinated by Hillary Clinton. Oh, I probably can't say that word, Lord God. Was unalive, Lord God. Please forgive me, YouTube. I ain't monetized no way. But anyway, I don't have enough support. But, or any other regimes that the CIA put in place, like Saddam Hussein, CIA put him in power. Castro from Cuba, we put him in power. You know, these are the things that they do. We don't stand a chance. Not nothing. And I just want you to hear this. We so done. I got to get the hell out of here. I'm sorry. I got to get out of the U.S. I got to get out of here. Because if you can't say what you want to say when you want to say it, then you're not free. You are in a communist socialist society, point blank, period. And this is what they just did to this journalist. I just need you to hear this, and I'm going to play this.
This day. Well, it looks like this is the part of the revolution where they start throwing their political opponents in jail. Wow, that was fast. It was just a week ago they were telling us about unity. Remember that? What we didn't know at the time is they meant that everyone with power should unite against the rest of the country. Unity meant oligarchy. Oh. Doug Mackey learned that the hard way this morning. Mackey is a 31-year-old conservative journalist from Florida. At 7 a.m., FBI agents showed up at Mackey's house. They threw him in handcuffs and they dragged him to a cell. He now faces 10 years in prison. His crime? He made fun of powerful Democrats on social media. As the federal criminal complaint puts it, quote, Mackey made coordinated use of social media to spread disinformation relevant to the impending 2016 presidential election. This disinformation, the Biden administration solemnly explained, quote, often took the form of memes. Yes, memes. Online
Memes.
mockery. Mockery online is now illegal when it's aimed at the wrong people. Doug Mackey hurt their feelings, so they put him in jail. According to Joe Biden's Justice Department, Doug Mackey violated 18 U.S. Code Section 241. He did this by tricking people, like the dastardly trickster that he is, into not voting in the presidential election. What's interesting is that prosecutors showed no evidence whatsoever that Doug Mackey actually tricked anyone into anything, voting or not a single person.
Howdy.
But that doesn't matter, shrieks CNN. Doug Mackey is a bad person with bad views. And by the way, we have no idea what Doug Mackey's views are. We don't care. What CNN is telling us is that those views are a crime. He's a criminal. Lock him up. Give him a longer sentence than we give to rapists, which they're trying to do. As of tonight, that is the official position of the Lynch Mob channel.
Damn!
But hold on a minute, as a legal matter. Have you ever read 18 U.S. Code Section 241? Probably not, but you should. Look it up. When you read it, you will learn that Joe Biden's Justice Department is lying in a very obvious way, and that should make you very nervous. It turns out that federal law does not ban memes, or for that matter, misinformation, whatever that is.
Spicy meat. Yeah, boy.
The law that Biden's prosecutors are citing instead prohibits, quote, conspiring to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate anyone from exercising the right to vote. According to the law, that would include kidnapping voters, invading their homes, sexually abusing them. Doug Mackey didn't do any of that, not even close to any of that. Doug Mackey made memes. Therefore, he's a domestic terrorist. Speech is violence, dissent is a felony. What, you may be wondering, does a case like this mean for the First Amendment? Well, it means that it's effectively suspended. You can now be arrested for saying the wrong things. And at 7 a.m. this morning, one journalist actually was arrested for that. Almost no one tonight seems to be defending him. He had bad thoughts. He deserves it.
Electric chair.
They think it's okay. And that shouldn't surprise you. Because we're clearly living under some form of martial law at the moment. How do we know that? Well, here's one indication. There are nearly 10,000 federal troops in our capital city tonight. Ooh, that's a hint. Why are they there? How long will they be staying? No one is being very specific about any of that, so you're left to draw your own conclusions, which people naturally are. And by the way, it's not making anyone more moderate. If you're really worried about extremism, you probably wouldn't put 10,000 federal troops in your capital city, making everyone more radical and crazy. But they don't care about that. The point of this whole highly militarized exercise is to remind you of what Chairman Mao once famously said. Political power grows from the barrel of a gun.
Double nice.
Unfortunately, that is true in every country at all times. Connecticut Senator Chris Murphy is no genius, but he does understand that. As he explained today, as long as his political opponents exist, those soldiers will stay.
The threat to the country is not over, right? We still have 5,000 National Guard members surrounding the Capitol complex. Why? Because there are still existing threats, present threats to the security of the Capitol. And so long as Donald Trump is empowered by Senate Republicans, there is still the chance that he is going to incite another attempt at the Capitol. The threat is still very real to America.
And he did not incite that. He asked for them to go home. He sent for the National Guard, and your Democratic representatives, Nancy Pelosi, never sent the call. That came out months ago. Never sent the call. And when they did get it, 3 hours later, after all the destruction, when they released the January 6th tapes, I watched it. I seen them open the gates and let the people come in. And I seen the police just stand there. But I didn't know at the time that the FBI was in plain clothes and was in the mix on that. Yes, this is your government now. New World Order is in effect. But getting back to this, I just had to say that.
American democracy.
Oh, I'm so excited!
Okay. So as long as there are people in this country who persist in disagreeing with Chris Murphy, explains Chris Murphy, we're going to need to keep thousands of heavily armed soldiers on the scene. Why specifically? Because, and we're quoting now, the threat is still very real to American democracy. But wait, democracy requires soldiers? We thought it was voluntary. Hello there. If you're starting to think that maybe someone at some point secretly redefined the term democracy, changing its meaning to roughly 180 degrees from what it was just last year, you may be onto something. What we're looking at now is not democracy in the classical Athenian sense, where everyone gets to vote and the voice of everyone matters equally. No. What we're looking at now is instead democracy in the 1970s Eastern Bloc People's Democratic Republic sense. This new version of democracy is a democracy where everyone fervently agrees with the people in power or else they go immediately to jail. Doug Mackey's problem, it turns out, is that he didn't properly understand what democracy is. Thankfully, Congressman Tim Ryan of Ohio does understand it, and he explained it to us today.
What was in there?
We're not letting those soldiers go home, Tim Ryan said, until they do what our special operations forces did in Iraq and Afghanistan. Watch this.
Who in our government and our military have had experience around crowd control, maybe even special operations forces in Iraq and Afghanistan. Like, how can we learn everything we need to learn to reset the posture on Capitol Hill? And we're not going to let the National Guard go home, or we're not going to create an unsafe environment for the country's business until we have that figured out.
Oh, they're specialists in controlling unruly populations. We get it. Rather than answer our questions or improve our lives, you're bringing in people with guns to remind us that you're in charge and dissent is illegal. That's a big change. You may have thought you were a decent American in good standing. 10 years ago, nobody in this country would have called your views extreme. They weren't extreme then. You don't think they're extreme now? You've always considered yourself a pretty moderate person. Live your life and get along with others. Oh, that's not possible now because the rules have changed.
I heard that. I wish I didn't hear that, but I just heard that.
You are now a dangerous insurgent. You are no different from a bloodthirsty Pashtun in Helmand province or an ISIS terrorist in Erbil. You're part of a guerrilla insurgency. Or maybe it's a gorilla consurgency. That's possible, too. Have you seen the pictures from January 6th? Some of those terror leaders seem suspiciously furry.
You had one job to do.
That's the gist of it. So this journalist was put in jail for making memes that was against the Democratic Party. This is where we at. This is called socialism. This is called communism.
Hello, my name is Marty Darrell.
This is called Welcome to the New World Order. Another PSA. Have a good night. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Thank you. Now,